Morning traders. I just woke up. You might even be able to hear it in my voice. Just got my coffee and I wanted to make a quick video. Looks like price was laddering up all night and I'm curious if it continued to ladder up all night. I don't see my little price indicator line on here. So price either is way above us or it's way below us. And I want to see how price reacted to my existing lines. Just as a generic term, those are bounce lines. Price touches it and bounces. We play the bounce. In this case, we would be going long when it came right here. I don't know if price is going to bounce 1 point or 50 points, but we do have a system of where when it does bounce to our favor, which happens 90% plus of the time, following it to get maximum profit. Now, I was not in this trade right here. I was already asleep. I did make a couple trades in here. 2 shorts actually is what I made in here. And then I went to bed. So I wake up in the morning and I want to look at the charts and see how did price behave to my existing lines. So if it went north of us, those lines were from Friday. How did Friday lines bounce overnight, Sunday to Monday? So let's go take a peek. So this would have been a good long right here. And this was the last line I drew before I went to bed. I would have also drawn this line and I would have drawn this line. So let's see what happened. So we'll scroll over. All right. So on my first line here, it bounced, which is nice. You'd have entered. You'd have taken a little bit of heat and you would have made money. Let's see how much heat you would have taken. Not even a point, and then it bounced 3 points. Like I said, I don't know how far it's going to bounce. I'm just pretty good at knowing it's going to bounce. And then this bounce right here. Touch the line. Now, this is a beautiful trade because it's what I call a touch and go. You took, I don't know, point of heat plus whatever you ran it, and then, boy, you just got lucky to be in that trade. And that's one of the ones that makes your whole week. 3 a.m. in the morning, just a tough time to, I'm not going to be up trading at that time, but it bounced off my level. So it bounced off this one and I delete it. It bounced off this one and I delete it. I don't need them anymore. I don't care if it touches it again. So price is skyrocketing here. Geez. And took out this entire, oops, that's not what I wanted to use. Let me delete that. It took out this entire area of consolidation. It just took it out. So I'm going to consolidation area and it just bang took it out. When price is skyrocketing like this, do you take the first short opportunity? This is analyzing price action and being smart. The answer is no. You wait. I need to see what it's going to do because typically price action is characterized by this. We got a base. I'm going to make this green. Price goes up. We base. Let's make this gray. Let's make the basing gray. So gray shoots up, gray. And if we're laddering up, then it shoots up. That's what price does. So when you're down in this area here and price breaks your range, stop. If you're not already long, you're doing nothing. You're waiting. So, okay, that's what it did all overnight. Okay. So, but let's look at the bounce line independent of that it broke out of a range. Price went through it pretty strong. It happens. How much did it go against you? 4.75. Let's say 5 points. I use a 6-point stop loss. And it came right back and it gave you a chance to get out at basically break even. Let's see, this line is 84. What was the low of this candle? 83.75. Sorry, let me take a sip of coffee. So it came back and an extra tick. And that happens almost every time. And I'll be honest, when I enter a trade, if it goes against me that strong, now I get a chance to get out at break even, I'm out. Okay, because I know that happens about 95+% of the time. I can get out at break even. And look at that. And it came back again, almost exactly to break even. But I would not have been in this trade at all because of this principle here. Base, breakout, base, breakout, and a base here. So what did it do at my next line? So I'm going to delete this one. It's no longer needed. It went to my next line and bounced beautifully. 0 heat. Once again, about 5 points. Following it at 50%, you should have made half that. Next line, it actually goes through. Let's talk about this area for a second. I love this area. And the reason why is because what I would do is I would actually spread my orders to go short here. I would spread them out on this range because I know I have 3 bounce lines all within 4 points of each other. Beautiful. So I would do my smallest here and I would have more here and I would have more here. I would spread them out and I'm going to play this range instead of each individual line. But let's look what it did on each individual line. So it went through this first one. Then it came back. Then went to the last one and came back. Bounced off the top 2. So this trade would have been very successful because my average price would have probably been this middle line and did very well. Now, let's talk about something very important here. When we were in this, so at this point over here, I had an up arrow saying, okay, we appear to be laddering up, especially when it bounced off this. I wasn't even up at that time, but when I went to bed in here, I went to bed when it broke this right here. That's when I went to bed, actually. I had an up arrow. Could have easily been this way, but I had it slightly up. In this area, I would have still had my arrow slightly up. What does that mean? I'm looking for longs only. Okay. It even took out this high. I would definitely have an up arrow here. I'm looking for longs only. And then when it took these swing lows out here, I'm back to balance. So in this area, I'm at balance. So I will take shorts or longs in this area. And I would have definitely been in that long. And then when we shot through the roof here, you got to move your arrow to up. So one of the things that you would need to be cautious of, do I want to be going short when my arrow, when I'm looking at price action and it's telling me that I want to be long? I mean, yeah, I want to be short. My mistake. Nope, I want to be long. Geez, I'm speaking. Sorry, it's early. So my arrow would be pointing up. So ideally, I want to be looking for longs. However, with 3 bounce levels right here, I'm probably going to take that short, but I am going to do it small. This is not a full leverage type of trade because I feel like I'm going against the trend, but I have 3 bounce lines within 4 points. I'm taking it. All right, so my arrow is pointed up. I am looking for longs, but I don't want to chart new lines. This is about how did price behave to my existing lines. Went up, touched, and bounced. Once again, you took 0 heat, and then it went 6 points in your direction, and you did well. And then once again, as you can see, we're laddering up here. This is not about me entering new positions or drawing new lines. I just wanted to show you what did price action do on Sunday night and Monday morning when it came into contact with a previous day lines. They still bounce is the answer. One of the things I did want to, let's see if I can bring back all those lines because I deleted one line. There we go. This line. So, and I probably said it, and I apologize, it's just early in the morning. This is not a short you want to take. Oh, I did say this. When it breaks out of a range right here, you do not want to be in this trade. Okay? You don't want to be in the very first. That is literally standing in front of the train. And so that's one of the things that we talk about in the trading room in our Zoom in the mornings is I'm analyzing price action like that. Yeah, that line is sitting there. Yeah, you actually wouldn't have gotten hurt. You could have gotten out at break even, but this is not the place to take your first trade. Okay, I want to see it bounce off something and come back. At that point, I'm probably, okay, this thing is going to settle down. It didn't bounce right here. It's not ready to settle down. It did bounce right here. Now it's ready to start settling down, maybe before its next leg up. And as I said, at this point, I would be looking for longs anyway. But this short I would have taken because I had 3 bounce levels there. And actually, this would have been your long right there. So if you would have done this short here, my exit would have been this line because it's going to bounce against me. So that would be my optimal exit. So just to have that conversation real quick, short, short, short. And as I said, I would treat those as a range and enter throughout. My average would have been this line right in the middle. My exit would have been right here because I have a bounce line, and that's where price would have bounced right back into my face. So you might as well exit right there. Okay, guys, good morning, good trading, and see you in the Zoom room if you're a member.